Whether it's playing golf in the exotic lands of Malaysia or hitting the links at the birthplace of golf in St. Andrews, Scotland, there's a lot to prepare for if you're planning a trip abroad. Corey Brett, international travel writer and golf expert, shares 6 tips for taking your game overseas. Tip number 1, mind your manners.
It's nice to remember that golf is really a universal language. The same sort of courtesy applies. You don't speak while someone is hitting. When you're on the green, you hold the pin. It's really universal.
Tip number 2, wear proper attire.
If you wear what I call country club attire, in other words, a collared shirt, tailored clothes, you're going to be fine. So I would say be fairly conservative and wear what you would wear at a nice club in your area.
Tip number 3, bring your own clubs.
I think it's always better to bring your own clubs. You can possibly rent clubs. There's no guarantee of what the quality of the clubs are going to be. So I would say bite the bullet, pay the price, and bring your own clubs and know that you're going to enjoy that experience to the utmost.
Tip number 4, know the currency of the country.
You can go on the internet, there's a universal currency converter, and find out right away, what $1 of this is equivalent to in that country, because you do want to know how much you're going to spend. If you're doing that trip on your own, you're going to have to calculate that ahead of time and see what's comparable, and it can be confusing.
Tip number 5, be prepared to tip.
I think you're always safe with 20%. 20% of what the green fee was. Go to the golf course with some cash so you can tip appropriately to caddies and other people. That's very much accepted. Just like in the United States, some private clubs have a no tipping policy, and that can be the same elsewhere.
And finally, tip number 6, don't forget your handicap card.
I would bring a handicap card always. Some courses in Europe, they have a minimum handicap. You can't play if you don't meet their handicap requirements.
And if this is your first time playing golf overseas, Brett recommends contacting a golf travel concierge and perhaps even hiring a guide for your trip. There you have it, 6 tips when traveling internationally. Now book that plane ticket. For BNet, I'm Sumi Das.